Welcome back. I'm Udhar Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. Our big focus this hour, a controversial remark by leader of the opposition Udhayanidhi Stalin has snowballed into a major political confrontation between the DMK and the ruling TVK government in Tamil Nadu. DMK leader and leader of opposition in the Tamil Nadu Assembly, Udhayanidhi Stalin, has come under fire over his alleged controversial remarks about actor Trisha Krishnan. The TVK has lodged complaints with the police and National Commission for Women, alleging that Udhayanidhi made objectionable remarks while referring to Trisha during a protest over the Kaveri water sharing issue. He was subsequently taken into police custody in connection with the case. Udhayanidhi Stalin, who was seen smiling as he was escorted by cops, said he saw the arrest as a joke and he would fight it legally. However, on Tuesday, August 4th, the Madras High Court ordered his immediate release. A large number of DMK workers gathered outside the Sengipatti police station in Thanjavur to welcome Udhayanidhi after his release. The DMK slammed the arrest, calling it political vendetta. While earlier Tamil Nadu BJP had demanded Udhayanidhi's arrest over his remarks. Ironically, Udhayanidhi, who is now politically targeting the TVK government led by CM Joseph Vijay, had once worked professionally with both Vijay and Trisha in the film industry. Joining us live to decode this and discuss this further is Professor D.K. Giri, political commentator. Shekhar Vijayan, political analyst, is also joining us live. Dr. Himanshu Shukla, BJP spokesperson, joins us live. V. Subramaniam, political analyst, is also with us on the broadcast. Dr. Himanshu Shukla, how do you see this arrest of Udhayanidhi Stalin today? Do you believe it was political vendetta, or do you believe it was needed given what he allegedly said at that public meeting?
Namaskar, Jai Shri Ram, Bharat Mata ki Jai. First of all, I would like to open my statement by saying that this has not been a political remark, but that was a double meaning, shameful remark by a habitual defaulter person. By habitual, I meant he is habitual in, seeing these types of cheap tricks, using cheap tricks for his political stunt. Previously, he is also, made very bad remarks about the Hindu and Sanatan religion, which has affected the, beliefs of 100 crore people. And now he has, character shaming a woman. So I personally believe, as a party spokesperson, that BJP, supports women. We are with the women. We, call for the arrest of Udhayanidhi Stalin. And this is, this has been that much of a cheap remark, जो एक छपरी इंसान भी नहीं बोलता है. This is not expected from a person, who is talking about Dravidian tradition and talking about, Sanskar, Dravidian Sanskar. This has been a cheap chapri remark by a cheap chapri politician, for making some political image. And I believe he should be taken in custody and given the proper punishment according to the BNS law.
All right, let me in fact also quickly join Professor D.K. Giri in as well. Professor D.K. Giri, what do you make of this entire, day in Tamil Nadu, which has of course seen demonstrations on ground, detentions, questioning, the court approached as well. It's been a very hectic day in Tamil Nadu. What do you believe is the political impact of all of this that we've seen in the last 24 hours?
Uday ji, the sound is not very clear.
Professor Giri, I'm trying to ask you about the political impact of all of this. What we've seen in the 24 hours. Okay, I think we've lost Professor Giri. All right, Shekhar Vijayan, why don't you come in there? Shekhar Vijayan, this has been, very, action-packed day in Tamil Nadu for you. Was this detention needed? Do you believe this is a storm in a teacup? How did you view Vijay's comments?
See,
yeah. Sorry.
I think Professor Giri can go first.
Yes, Shekhar Vijayan, please go ahead.
See, I think it's a bigger issue. I think the point is the statement which was made was incorrect. It was very smug, very sarcastic, very sardonic, and the reaction by Vijay was also a little over the top. I think they were from the way I look at it, we need to have a code of conduct for the politicians of all parties. We have seen this happening in the past earlier too. You cannot make derogatory statements against women. You cannot make statements against a family. You cannot make statements which are churlish, which are below the belt, and which talk about character. And I think that's exactly what's happened here. I saw the entire video. I feel, Stalin, Udhayanidhi Stalin, he actually, when he was getting those questions from this, when he was getting this supporters to, add those comments, he was just aggravating the situation. He could have stopped it then and there itself. I think as a leader of opposition, they need to show some credibility. They are the face of the opposition, and he has to behave like that. I really felt that all the politicians, be it from any party, there has to be a code of conduct. There has to be a Lakshman Rekha which they should not cross in terms of how they speak, how they respect, and how they respond. You have people who watch you. Millions and millions of people are watching them on TV, on social media, and they will try to imitate them. And then the things can really go downhill from there. I think that's important. The second thing here is with Vijay doing what he did. He was trying to set a trend. He was trying to set a tone. He was trying to set a discipline. But I think he overreacted here in terms of using law for this cause. There could have been other ways of handling this, but now that's been done. And I think I think Stalin also Udhayanidhi Stalin also wanted to play the sympathy card here, where if he could go to the police station and get jailed, he could say as a dynast or as a nepotistic kid, he could show that he's been in jail once and to prove a point. Basically, they want to get brownie points at the end of the day, and optics really matters here.
All right, let me in fact also quickly rope in at this point V. Subramaniam as well. V. Subramaniam, clearly, of course, what we've seen today is DMK cadres on the streets. They've tried to make it into a political issue. They are claiming political vendetta. TVK saying law taking its own course. V. Subramaniam, what about the people of Tamil Nadu? How are they viewing this?
See, everybody here views the intent is good. Actually, when I was speaking to some of my friends who are female, so they are saying that the whatever the abusive language used by Udhayanidhi Stalin is not correct. But taking the advantage of time, taking the advantage of the political power, the power what Joseph Vijay is having, so he used his power to arrest him. Only whatever the cases he framed against him, Udhayanidhi Stalin, it's about 9 cases he framed. None of the cases are having in case if it is proved, if he has been proved for guilty, none of the cases can go beyond 5 years. So, but the arrest is warranted only if the charges are the imprisonment for those charges, if it is proved in the court of law, if it goes beyond 7 years, then only the arrest can be justified. Otherwise, what they are saying, whether the accused, he will be damaging the documents, damaging the evidence. If you are able to establish all those things, or he is about to move away from the motherland, all those things. Okay, so if those things are established, then only the arrest can be justified. But clearly, when Joseph Vijay said that court has given him the direction, instruction, oral instruction, that before 12 noon, you should not arrest him. Though we don't have the evidence for that, Madras High Court has directed not to arrest Udhayanidhi Stalin before 12 noon. But despite that, they went ahead and go and arrested before around 11 o'clock and took him to Tanjavur. So both the parties, they want to gain mileage out of this. Okay, the question before Joseph Vijay is, if this kind of abusive remark made by any other politician, made by any other individual citizens, whether the same action, rigorous, aggressive action will be taken. That's the question Joseph Vijay has to answer. Is it only that only will tell you whether it is because of political vendetta he has taken against Udhayanidhi Stalin, or it is going forward. If anybody who is going to do similar instances, similar abusive remarks, even though from his own party, the same thing will be repeated. Everybody is equal in front of law, whether same can be justified. That is what people are looking at it. But unfortunately, why this kind of instances happening? Only more from majority of the incidences happening from DMK party is because of the DNA. Be it from his grandfather Karunanidhi, his father Stalin, and his fellow colleagues, like the previous regime, the ministers Ponmudi, R.S. Bharati, Durai Murugan, you name it, all the speakers of the DMK, they have been using abusive languages against the Sanatan Dharma. So Udhayanidhi Stalin went to many courts in India and apologized for making a derogatory remark against Sanatana Dharma is like a DMK. He said his own party means you will eradicate DMK, which means dengue, malaria, kosu. Like kosu is in Tamil, it's called mosquitoes in English. Okay, so he has given that kind of abusive language against Sanatana Dharma, but nothing has been no action has been taken. Just only apologies in front of the courts. So this kind of law is prevailing in this country. Then what action people are expecting that something has to be in the law, right? In the law, if you are able to establish that if anyone does this kind of act, he will be sent immediately to the jail, so that it will be a lesson for the people that they will not repeat in the future. But it has happened in the past. Now also it's going. Only thing is because of he is the deputy, he is the leader of opposition. So tomorrow our budget is going to be present. So you want to take advantage of that. So CM Joseph Vijay, you want to ensure that no opposition leaders are there in the assembly, so that no questions can be asked. And the leader of opposition, he can blame that purposefully Joseph Vijay put me behind the bar so that I will not ask any questions. They will not
Yes.
ask any schemes for the purpose of public.
Okay.
So all this drama being played.
Okay, Professor Giri, come in here on, of course, this this entire, tumultuous day in Tamil Nadu politics. Firstly, are you there with us? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I can.
Yes, I was trying to bring you in here earlier on what impact this is likely to have on the Tamil Nadu voter, on the Tamil Nadu public in general, what they make of this entire saga that we've seen unfold in the last 24 hours.
Yes, Tamil Nadu, as such, compared to other states, we have witnessed in Tamil Nadu quite a bit of excitement in politics. Voters are quite emotional. There is quite a bit of hero worship. Filmdom has ruled politics for a long time. The party was created by film stars, like there was a character called Anna, so DK became DMK, then Anna DMK. So it's all a kind of a legacy of film on politics. So that way people, you can expect people to be excited. Having said that, Udhayanidhi's remarks are really out of place because he has been doing it. My previous speaker quoted a few instances on Sanatan Dharma, etc. His saga of apologies in various courts, and politicians across the parties have condemned it, even from Tamil Nadu. So I think he should restrain himself as a leader of the opposition. Democracy is based on decorum and public standards in our utterances and actions. If we do not maintain that, democracy is not easy to maintain, really. So it's a culture, a political culture that we should nurture to have a vibrant and a healthy democracy. And this is across the states in the country. And Tamil Nadu is now in the news. And Udhayanidhi has a history of saying things which are unpalatable, uncouth, and at this time offensive to a woman. I mean, Sanatan Dharma is a kind, people can have different views on religion, but making personal remarks against a woman is not acceptable. So its impact on your question, on impact on Tamil Nadu politics.
In their defense, V. Subramaniam, the DMK comes out and says in their defense, and we don't have a DMK representative, so I'm going to play the devil's advocate. I'm going to give their view as well, V. Subramaniam. They are saying that these remarks were not meant for any individual. No name was taken. He was talking about Kaveri dispute. Why make it personal?
No, see, that has to be decided by the court. Because the person who was involved in this abusive language or is the leader of the party, or the cadres will say that my leader has not done any mistake. That is the normal argument they will put forth in the court. But if you see the general public's comment here, leave alone the party. Okay, I'm not talking about the people from ADMK. I'm not talking people from the BJP and all. I'm not talking about them. The ordinary women, okay, the next household maid, she came and told me that whatever the remarks said by Udhayanidhi Stalin, it is not acceptable. See, as a leader of the party, as is convening the meeting, when there is one name was spelt, Trisha, though he was giving the some Kaveri related issues talk. Okay, then he is asking that what is that Joseph Vijay is doing. Then people are saying that Trisha. Then he was talking about that no, he is going to fill the water, or is waiting for the water from that house, something like that. So the content, the context in which the name was delivered, the name was spelled by the cadets over there, and the further remark given by the sarcastic remark after a pause given by the Udhayanidhi Stalin, that gives definitely a ground for people to judge that he is making an abusive remark against a woman. That is clear. So, but whether it is right or wrong, in our view, we are saying it's abusive remark, but he may say that it is not abusive, but the court has to do it. The fact of the matter is the entire video clipping, a 25 minutes video clipping is there in the all the platform. So in that's about 20-30 seconds, this dialogue was coming there. This speech was coming there. So the judges will listen from the context before what he delivered, after what he delivered. So those things will be stitched together and the judgment will be placed. So we'll have to wait and watch. But the general, especially the women, everybody is feeling that you should not utter that word. But having this he is from the party where all the leaders are the habitual offenders. So they abused Indira Gandhi. Kalaignar, that is this guy's grandfather, abused Indira Gandhi, and his party leaders abused and abused our previous Chief Minister Jayalalitha. Okay, Edappadi also, the previous Chief Minister Edappadi also, they have been trolled like anything. So this party is not is very well known for all these things. In the context, if the judge, if the High Court or if the Supreme Court is going to see that, so you are having a prejudgmental. So you want to criticize women, criticize the weaker gender, criticize the Joseph Vijay and his connection with the Trisha ma'am.
Okay,
so that's
and this is quite interesting, Shekhar Vijayan, given the fact that all of them have been part of the same film industry. Trisha, Vijay, Udhayanidhi, they've all been part of the Tamil film industry, but yet, this entire controversy breaking out. Shekhar Vijayan.
Okay. Uday, I'm sorry, the line broke. I couldn't hear the last part. Can you just repeat it?
I'm asking you about this controversy is ironical given that all three individuals involved in it have been working together in the same industry, Shekhar Vijayan.
Absolutely. It's ironical, but like I also mentioned earlier, I think it's also important that as a LOP, also you need to be conscious of what you speak, how you speak, when you speak, and also about how Vijay has really reacted to the situation. You have used law and order, right? But I think it has to be used in a more effective way. I think it just shows a little bit of high-handedness here, and they've got to be very conscious of how they speak, when they speak, and where they speak, because ultimately what's going to happen is they represent the aspirations of millions of people who watch them for all the parties, that's the DMK or even TVK. So I think what's really important here is how do they manage the situation from here, because the real issue is the Kaveri issue. The Kaveri issue was not discussed at all. The entire thing was about the smug remarks which were made, and I also saw the video very clearly where he's made a very snide, very smug and a very sarcastic remark. He could have actually stopped that conversation there. He could have stopped his supporters from making any remarks, but he didn't do that. And I think somewhere he aggravated the situation. And Uday, at the end of the day, politics is all about theatrics. Politics is all about optics. You want to gain the upper hand. And I think DMK was just waiting for a chance, because Vijay has been in the news for all the right reasons in the last few months with the kind of work he's been doing.
Okay, Himanshu Shukla, is this now a controversy that will go on, or do you believe it has ended now with Udhayanidhi being released now after the High Court intervened?
No, I think if you look at the larger picture, I think it's in his upbringing. This is not the first time a woman has been harassed by the DMK. And I think a punishment should not be normalized in the name of politics. If Udhayanidhi is not given any punishment, and this thing should not be normalized, that you make a remark on women and you make some very bad statement and you are released. This should not be normalized in the name of politics, in the name of actorship, and in the name of anything, that whatever you can say to a woman and you can be released very quickly. So it is all in their upbringing, and this is not I don't believe this is a political vendetta. A habitual defaulter must be punished.
Okay. All right. My thanks to our guests for joining us. We've run totally out of time. It's time for a break.